Oh my God. They found me. I don't know how, but they found me. Run for it, Marty!
Hello, YouTube. Thank you for joining us tonight on Thursday Night Live. Tonight I got my co-host, Casey Quadtronics is with us tonight. And
hey guys.
We're going to try to do a little bit of tuning,
Sir.
our troubleshooting on those of you that are familiar with my HD0 roundup. This is what I call the HD0 Mob6 Pro. It's you've seen a lot about it if you're a regular on my channel. It's running the 35 millimeter props on the Beta Meteor 65 Pro frame. So we're going to look into that tonight and do some beta flight. But before we get started, I want to jump over here into the comments and paste the stream link. If you would like to join tonight's live stream, you can click on the link in the chat, and you just need to allow your camera and allow your microphone. If you don't want to be seen, only want to be heard, don't allow your camera. Just allow your microphone and you'll just show up as an avatar, and we'll let you in the stream. Casey, thank you for joining us, and
Thank you for having me.
And we're gonna get into it. Maybe tonight will not be a 4-hour stream, but hey, I enjoyed it last time.
Yes, very much so.
I have a new addition to my live stream wall. I don't know, it's too far away to see, but that is right there where my fingers. That is my 9-inch die-cast Back to the Future DeLorean. I might bring it up closer tonight at some point if I stop to get some water. Let you see it. Something else I want to talk. Something else I want to talk about tonight is I'm going to be doing. I'm planning to do on the channel a comparison. Some of you may remember I don't have the conventional bench cam that you've seen in the past because we've got it set up to look at beta flight. I'm going to compare this. This is the Flywoo Baby Nano. It's a 40 millimeter, and it's running 802 tiny motors. I don't know what they're, but it's anyway, it's 802 motors on it, and it's really light. And this is my latest build. You guys have not seen this yet. Only a few people have seen this. This is the Sub 250 this is a build with HD0, and I'm running the 1002 RC Power. Those blue motors they just pop with this canopy. So awesome. This has got the HD0 on it. Kind of have my studio tore apart right now. I was going to do a weight comparison of them. I had to do some finagling. I don't know if you can see it, some cutting on that frame to get the HD0 camera in there, but it is in there. And as far as flying around the room, it's doing good. So stay tuned to see what people are calling the backyard rippers. See a comparison between the two.
Oh yeah,
both of them 40 millimeter bi-blade open. So we'll see. There is a considerable in this size weight difference between the two of them. but we'll see what the difference the 1002s make as opposed to the 802s.
Now, question is on those, are they both going to have a thumb, or is just one going to have a thumb and the other not?
Well, no, I'm gonna test it without the thumb, which will give it the biggest
Result.
difference in
Result.
weight.
Yeah.
And then if it's close to the same weight with the thumb on, which I think it's going to end up being more weight with the thumb on, I may test it out too. So so thank you for joining us tonight. And
yeah, thank you.
Again, as usual, I'm trying something new for the first time tonight. So trying to bring in the bench cam. I had to do my old MacBook Pro. It's like on Lion or whatever. It's even before Yosemite or whatever. So it didn't like StreamYard. It kept hosing us up. So I've got my I got my camera, my iPhone here that you normally use as a bench cam, that we'll look at the beta flight on that in just a little bit. So let me shut everything off that I think is going to be making noise.
Yeah, I tried to do the same before we started.
Is with as many streams as I have under my belt, you'd think I would have this down by now, but compared to the earlier ones, I mean, if you've gone back and watched any of my streams, you know there's one I did about half of it without any audio on it. So
yeah, I've seen that one.
So
a couple of them. Actually, I think you only did it in one or two.
Yeah. And one of them, the audio was delayed. That was the problem I was having with the software. The guy was real nice about all of that. So
yeah, everybody seemed to actually be considerate that time.
So yeah, we're here and about to get started. About to jump off into the middle of this stuff.
McFlies is in.
Hey, buddy, how's it going?
Welcome, man. Good to have you tonight.
All right. I did not put the link tonight on purpose. I did not put it on Facebook. Normally I'll put it on Soki and the Nashville or Middle Tennessee multi-rotor to see how much of a difference that makes. I'm not a big Facebook guy.
Yeah.
So if I can do this stream and get enough people that know that I'm doing it without having to go on Facebook, I may do that.
There's another one. We got another one in the house.
Yeah, Gardo, how's it going, man? I was on his stream the other night. They have an awesome stream. Yeah. Also with a their stream is called Back to FPV with the Back to the Future theme, and they have an awesome live stream over there. Show a lot of video.
I've seen one or two of the things. I'm not going to lie, I haven't seen many because now I know more about them, and I will watch plenty more to come for sure. I'll subscribe as soon as I can too, guys.
Yeah, they had the Detroit gang. I forget what they were called. Put it in there in the chat, Gord. I want to call you Gordo, but it's Gardo. I'm sorry. I had a friend in college named Gordo, so that's
pretty cool.
Gets stuck in my head.
He said random Back to the Future things. Hey, that is all of our childhood thing, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
I love it. Mine. Yeah, me too. I was addicted. I still have the 3 VHS tapes. Of all 3 movies.
Yeah, I like the Back to the Future stuff.
I'm writing this down. This is good stuff.
Oh yes. That's awesome.
Yeah, so
better and better. You see, it amazes me.
Yeah, I'm adding some clips in here to try to make things a little bit funnier. So let's just jump right into the meat of what what I want to do.
Yeah.
I can't grab my phone. I was going to make Gardo a moderator so he could post a link if he needed to. But
it ain't possible for me to, is it?
I don't know. We'll
Let's
see. 8-Bit is here. Yo, yo, yo. How's it going, man? Thanks for coming out tonight.
Yeah.
And
Definitely.
we'll look at chat for a minute, and then we'll get started into my problems. This is not the first someone called me. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. I get called, my first name is Marty, and I get called Morty, like Rick and Morty, all the time. Or Marnie for people that have speech impediments.
Oh wow.
So yeah, when I was in elementary school, actually my name is David Martin.
Yeah.
And I go by Marty. And whenever we'd have a substitute teacher when I was a kid in elementary school, they would say, "Oh, is Marty short for Martin?"
Mm.
And I'd say, "No, it's long for Ma." That got me in trouble a few times. So, boom, boom. He posted that LOL a long time ago, but I threw it in there just at the right time, so it looked good for me. So
It sure did.
I dropped a line in Infinity Loops Discord for peeps. Yeah. Infinity Loops. Here's my shirt of the day.
Yeah.
If you like this duck hunt,
It's amazing.
you can pick it up. Whoop, straighten it up. You can pick this shirt up at Colin or Infinity Loops Etsy store or Teespring store or whatever it is. Go out and support them that way. If you can't be a patron or whatever, I like to watch him sometimes. I watched a little bit. I think it was Rab, that he had Rab on there. Some of those pilots, I'm just like, whoo.
How?
I can't even watch it.
I know I can't wrap my head around some of it. I'm like, I'm out there trying to, just trying to even move my sticks that quick, and I'm like, nope.
Yeah, it's like I've been to more than a couple of races with Evan Turner, and I've tried every time that I go, that I'm there with him or Alex Campbell, either one, to spectate in the goggles, and oh my goodness, it just I can't even think as fast as those guys fly.
Yeah.
So
it's like
I'm like you left my gate back at the at the whole shot. That's legit. My dog, when they get a hold. That's why. Yeah, on their stream the other night they were playing Whoop and Go Seek, or Hide and Go Seek with Tiny Whoops, him and his wife, which is awesome that him and his wife get to fly together and all that.
Yeah, that is
and
awesome.
Enjoy to do that. But I noticed that whenever he would go by, or they would go by a certain room or something, I think they had the dogs put up or something, because you'd hear them go after it. So that's funny. That's funny. So
that is that's awesome.
Yeah, but back in the day when I was in airplanes, my brother, he was in airplanes with me, and this is a long time ago, but he was also he also got sponsored by, it wasn't Team Losi, but it was a name like that, and it was Inside Carpet Track Racing, and he had gotten a nice nitro powered outdoor 4-wheel drive truck. And I had, at that time, me and my wife was breeding German Shepherds. And I had, at that time, we just had 3 studs, and we would just do stud fees. And he wanted to see if my dog could catch his 80+ mile an hour gas nitro RC truck. Well, after about 2 or 3 minutes, he did rip the wheel completely off of it. So,
oh no,
yeah.
Oh man.
Well, he was a 120-pound German Shepherd. When he caught it, it was all right when he first got it, but when he did that head shaking thing, it was done. Done. It wasn't necessarily duck hunt; it was RC hunt. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That would have been something to catch on camera and been like, this is what not to do.
Yeah, but back then the camera was one of those that you hold on your shoulder,
Yeah.
with the actual VCR tape in the side of it.
Yeah.
I've actually still got that in my closet. I was cleaning out last weekend or whatever it was, and that camcorder is still in there.
Still, I would still have mine if it, things hadn't happened in the past, and I lost all my stuff several times. So,
yeah. Well, we have got tonight. I want to talk about if you watch my HD Zero whoop, that's hard to say for an old man. Whoop wound up. My HD Zero whoop roundup.
The tongue twister.
You saw this for a little while. This was my nemesis. This was actually one of the quads that I flew in Gatlinburg with the Christmas lights. I flew that and the 2S Mobula 7 and the 1S Mob Light 7 HD Zero. But this thing tried me. For those of you that are movie buffs, I felt like Blinken from Robin Hood Men in Tights in a sword fight trying to get this thing. So if you hear me say I feel like Blinken in a sword fight, that's what I'm talking about. So and the thing is I videoed, had my GoPro set up, and I was videoing I was doing the screen captures on my MacBook of what I was doing in beta flight, and I had my GoPro video on it. I got all of that and put it on a flash drive and just stuck that away, because you know how it is when you're editing multi shots, and that flash drive got corrupted. So I didn't get any of that process. So we're gonna look at it tonight. We're gonna jump into it. Thanks. I appreciate that. That is my weakness. A stupid, what people call it, stupid comedies. Airplane, favorite movie as a child, and Robin Hood Men in Tights, Hot Shots, loved them. So
we all did, and we know it.
Sword fighting. Yeah, it was. You remember what I felt like with this, because years ago I took time and studied and learned Beta Flight 3.5.7 and all of that, how to do your P's, your I's, and your D, and then they started introducing sliders. And this right here, this is exactly how I felt. You mix what you saw there with Blinken, and somebody asked me the other day after I did the Whoop Roundup why I settled on the tune that I settled on, and this is what I wanted to tell them.
Are you okay?
Yeah. I'm fine. Oh.
That is this thing. But
That's hilarious.
Oh my gosh, this solves the problems of the HD Zero Mobula 6. This frame is durable as all get out. I mean, because it's just so soft and flexy, and just the 4 millimeter per motor, 16 millimeters additional disc space on this. I mean, that's stock motors. Everything is stock, but the BT 2.0. I have that on all of them. But it's all stock. But the tune was horrible. It was just horrible. So we're gonna try to get into it tonight, and see. Casey, if you will keep an eye on the chat for me, because I'm gonna be going back and forth.
Got you. We got two new ones in here now. BWNZ, Brown Z, Flips D. Hey Marty.
That's Philippe.
Philippe D.
Yes. Philippe. If
That's who you was talking to me about.
Philippe did my. Let me go into brands. If you look up in the top corner, that's my new logo that the
I might
Rick,
be hitting,
Rick, a friend of mine, had done. But Philippe did that one up in the top right. He did that one for me. Goodness, years ago on the Lost Quads, for nothing. And so yeah, Philippe is there. He is.
Thank
Hello,
you.
brother.
That's
Hello,
awesome
brother.
of you, definitely. That is amazing. Thank you. And that looks absolutely awesome. I might come to you to do something for me too.
Well, you won't go see him because he lives over the pond.
I mean, virtually.
Yeah. So, yeah, thanks a lot, Philippe.
Peace.
Let me give you a little hint, Philippe. Look closer at your comment on my giveaway. You don't quite qualify. I can't go into a whole lot more about that, but look closely at that.
Yep.
Because as it stands right now, you would not be included in that. So, yeah. Gardo says he has an HD0 on a Pro frame with the newer canopy. Did you have tune problems?
That's what I was about to ask.
I might need to pick your brain.
Yeah.
Which we need to get together and talk sometime, because your wife was telling me that she needs more information about Gatlinburg, because you are fixing to go down there, and I can
Great
hit you
place.
up.
Great place.
Before COVID, my family went down at least twice a year, oftentimes 4 or 5 times to Dollywood down in the summer. So yeah, I'm trying to get to these chats. Thank God. Thank y'all for. I was going to say thank God. Thank y'all for the for all the chats and stuff. And hey, this is first and foremost a Q&A. So if there's something about, I'm not a know-it-all, I'm not close to a know-it-all. What I've learned is the older I get, the less I know. So
it's what it feels like, isn't it?
So we got 8-bit and
Yep.
BWNZ chatting together. I like to see that.
He said, "Is this a confession?"
if we turn this way, Casey, do you have something you want to tell me?
Yes, I do.
Not here. Not here. Yo, Bones. It's Bones. Bones. Okay, gotcha.
Bones.
It's Bones. Need to change the dumb name. Bones. Yep. I had a cousin that she was just about a year younger than me, like a sister to me. Grew up next door to me, and she was very, very skinny and long arms, and long legs, and played basketball. And I nicknamed her Bones growing up. She was like a skeleton walking. But a great person. Alicia, if you're watching, here's to you. So
down in the comments, you got some from Gardo Rotor. I don't remember anything about tuning. It's been a while. I'm going to plug it in now and check. And like you said, this is a Q&A. Anything you guys got to ask. And if we don't know, we'll figure it out together. Definitely.
That's the thing. Trying to keep my little MacBook going over here. It wants to rest and go to sleep because it's old. Yeah, mine, when I put of course, I don't know of anywhere that you can get 35 millimeter bi-blades. So, and funny thing, these white ones weigh a little bit more than the ones that the colored ones, but they seem to be better balanced. So, I got those from Tiny Whoop. They have a pack set with all of those on them. So,
you do a really in-depth video on weighing all those and showing the differences between them and the sounds they make and the thrusts they give. And I really enjoyed that video. It was very detailed, and I learned a lot from it. Thank you. And y'all should check it out if you haven't seen it, because if you want to know anything about the bob blades, it's there.
So when I was doing this and I had got to the
Are you okay?
when I got to this point.
Yeah. I'm fine. Oh.
Well, what I did is I was actually online uh, with uh, with another YouTuber on their live stream, and it was flying horrible, and I was all I was doing was moving the master multiplier up and down. And on the stock ones out there at 1.5 or 1.6 that makes them fly better. This one, it got worse.
Mm-hmm.
At 1.5, it would just do the flyaway thing.
That's
Whereas,
because the I term was being raised higher and higher, and on some, the I term is its enemy. If it isn't slightly lower than the P, then it will cause it to oscillate like that and go crazy. So you can't have it set like you would a normal 3 to 5 inch or 5 to 7 inch. So Betaflights works good on defaults for most, but that's considering the fact that they're running off of freestyle 5 inch mainly. That's what those settings are for. So you really got to tweak certain ones when it comes to mini
yeah,
quads, definitely.
yeah. 8-bit brings up a good question that
It's
that
1.2.
that they're bi-blade 35 millimeter prop size. I haven't seen them. Um, if somebody knows, you can put it out there. And I can't even find, because some of you remember back in the day when the only way we could get bi-blades for whoops was to take a quad blade and cut two of the blades off of it.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, see that's where I'm at now. My master multiplier on this, and we'll get right to it. But
Yeah.
I'll tell you, when I was at the point where I was just, 5 days into it, and I was just pushing around madness. In my Whoop Roundup video, you'll see that I built an HD0 with the Beta FPV 1S board with plugs on it. That way I could plug in different motors and try it. I put the I believe it was the Tiny Whoop 30,000 kV motors on it, or it was either that or it was the Happy model. I did two different ones. I'd have to pull it out and look at it. The Happy model EX 25 or 26,000. I think that might have been what I settled on. When I got in and I was looking at the tune on it, it was vastly different than the Mob6 6, and the filters were just crazy. So at the point where my hair is on fire and I'm ready to hurt somebody, I just did I copied all of the filters from what I call the freestyle Mob6 6 HD0. I copied it to this and test flew it, and it flew a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
But so if you see when you see these crazy,
because when I seen your filters, I was like, whoa, that's the opposite of that I've got mine set. Like my gyro filter is hard right, and then the D term I have on 1.2 or 1.0, but 1.2 you get a little bit better prop wash handling, and no, the motors are not hot at all. And that's of course with RPM filtering and bidirectional D-shot enabled, which lowered it from 8K 8K 600 D-shot to D-shot 300 8K 4K PID loop, and it enabled RPM filtering. Well, I was playing with the notch filters before that, and I couldn't really get no further with it, so I enabled the RPM, and I've been playing with that, and I think it's got a lot better because I'm using dynamic idle and all that stuff. So I'm also in anti-gravity stuff like that. You got to adjust all that, because if you don't, it'll do all sorts of stuff.
Well, we'll talk about those details. Let's do this. This is something that I always do before I start messing with anything. I might be able to fly this tonight. We'll see. First, I'm doing a dump. Just DUMP, enter.
Mhm.
Casey, if you will, read the chat, and
So we got
I won't be able to click on all of it.
okay. Well, we got from Gardo Rotor. I don't remember anything about. Oh no, we done went through that one. Okay, let's go down. Okay, he said I have the same white 35 millimeter ones, and his master multiplier is 1.2, but everything else is at 1.0. Really, that is actually very interesting. I'd like to know what your filters are set to as well, and your PID loop and stuff.
I'm naming this HD0 Pro B4. So it's before
V4. Yep.
we make any changes tonight.
Right.
So
I've got about 100 in my folder. So
first thing I want us to look at is I want to go into the configuration and look at the gyro update frequency.
Wow.
And this is what
that is crazy.
That's what it was set at. And I think some of this, I'd like to
1.0.
Wow.
Really?
Notice this here. This is something that
it went into bootloader mode.
Well, that's something that the Happy Model Super B board on some people say they don't have this trouble. Other people say they have it all the time. I have it on this one all the time, of it just wanting to go right out of
go into bootloader mode.
It just wants to go right into bootloader mode, and sometimes I have to unplug it and then replug it back up.
Yes, there is a way to fix that, and I'll have to get it together and tell you, because I have watched a video that Joshua Bardwell did on troubleshooting this exact very issue, and I think it may have the answers that you're looking for. There is some boards that just have that issue.
Yep.
So
well, let's hopefully y'all can see that good. I know that it's not ideally doing it with my camera and all, and I know that YouTube trashes the
it is
so
it is surprisingly clear on YouTube as well.
This is basically stock PIDs that I raised the master multiplier to 1.2.
Wow. Yeah.
First, we're going to look at what I've got it set as, and then we'll talk about, jitter reductions at 7.
I have it at 10.
Hang on. Just let us
talk
about what we got. Okay. Smoothing is at 25. Averaging is off. See, I don't know what any of these are. Boost is 15. Max rate limit is 90.
Wow.
Transition down here to the I-term relax, that's on. Anti-gravity's on.
And it's all set wrong too. It is. Yeah. I'm going to help you change all of that.
All right. Just give me a second to get through it. And anti-gravity, the gain is at 3.5. I've heard from a lot of people that needs to be about at least 7 or 10.
10.
10. But see, I one of the things is
it needs to
I'd like 10. To know why also when we're doing it.
It stops high throttle and mid throttle oscillations, and it stops the bouncing. And like when you go to 0 throttle and you're in the air, it keeps your craft from just going and just falling out of the air.
Okay.
So it keeps you afloat. It's kind of like air mode, but makes it, it activates the P and the I gains and sends them really high whenever you're in hard maneuvers.
Let's try to keep that to when we make the changes and explain it, so people can have something they can go back and watch. All right, so that's the PID profile that it's on, and of course these are my rates. I normally race at 533, but for this I wanted it to be a mixture of freestyle and racing. So
and you use beta flight rates still.
And I still use beta flight rates because that's what I like. What I know, and I know everybody's like, you need to use
actual rates,
but hey, it works good for me. I know how to do it. So now the filter settings.
Oh wow. And another thing, I'll end up having to get you to enable expert mode too.
This was something that the beta board had on it, and I did that, and now pretty much.
Oh wow!
Every filter, except for the D-term notch filter, this one, every one of them is on.
That's
now.
wild.
Now this right here, I did change this. I
That
think
needs
it
to
was
be
at a
1,000.
500. At 1,000 with all these
Mhm.
filters on it, it flies away. Anything
Well,
above 800, it flies away with the way it's set up.
yeah,
So
with the way
it
it's
can't
set
be
up.
that way right now. So
Right, right.
uh,
We'll have
so
to change that when we change it. We'll have to change it all to
all right.
my. I
So
got you.
that's pretty much the settings that I have on it.
Hmm.
Uh,
Wow.
yeah. See, Gardo says I want to lower filters. I was actually on a live
Yes.
stream when I was actually on my back patio testing this, and I said the master multiplier. I said it's. I actually asked somebody that knows more about it than I do. I said I am down to 0.9 in the master multiplier, and he's like, oh, you should
But
never lower your
never.
master multiplier
Right.
below 0.10
Correct.
or 1.0.
Unless you
But
have damage or something.
yeah,
Correct.
but I've actually heard from other people that say that to get theirs to fly good, they're running about 0.85 or something. So we will jump back up, and this is where we're gonna try Casey's settings. I know, and he knows that um, we could have two identical quads. Let me put
Mhm.
our faces down here on the bottom.
Yep. Yeah.
We could have no, that's not what I wanted.
And in the chat, there's also some comments there. Let's see. Okay, so Garter Rotor also using the Beta FPV F4 LRS all-in-one stock filter sliders D-Shot 300 with RPM filtering. I can see my feed forward is wildly different, like the jitter, smoothness. Oh, you went lower on filtering, and then Felipe D said, "Feel free to put a video up with all the Betaflight settings. That way, I can learn something." We will try. We are definitely trying.
I'm not going to learn you nothing today, I don't think. But let's see if I can get back to doing this. Remove the
Thank you.
comment.
Thank you guys for the comments.
Okay. Well, it don't want to do that.
Uh,
Okay. It don't want to do that. So you're not going to see our ugly mug at this part. All right. So we're going to start off here with the PID profile. Let's start on this side.
And what you should
Casey?
what you should do is go up to where it says profile and change it to like profile 3 or profile 1. That way you can actually keep this profile how it was set. Unless you have those other two set specifically to something else. But
It's all right. We'll do profile 3.
all righty.
But the filter will change. We'll have to go back to the dump, but we'll have to get back to the filter, right?
The dump will reset everything back to how it was.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All right, here we go. Profile 3.
Okay. So we're gonna. Okay. So first off, let's take the master multiplier to 1.4. Oh, I need you to enable expert mode up top too. So up on the top underneath no data chip flash, you should see enable expert mode. Yeah, there you go. Alrighty. So master multiplier 1.4. All right.
Okay.
Now you should have seen the warning disappear saying that you were going to have flyaways.
Okay.
All right. So this is where now everyone, this is where it gets tricky. Everybody's quad's different, and we will see that in this. Okay, so we're going to move the I. I want you to move. First off, we're going to move the P and I tracking, which is your second slider down. We're going to move it to 1.1. Because if you move it any further than 1.1, it will give you an error showing that it may fly away.
What's that do?
It's just showing that, well, in a normal 5-inch quad, you're pushing it. Whenever the D term or the derivative is anything higher than 60, you better have a really clean build with very clean propellers, like new propellers and everything, good engines, because if not, you'll probably smoke a motor. And when it comes to tiny quads like ours, it's totally different. You can actually run those numbers a lot higher and not worry about it because these are such a high frequency.
Well, I'm a micro guy, and I don't fly 5-inch very often. So
right. So this.
All right.
So this difference that I'm speaking about is specifically for micros. And I'm taking us away from the 5-inch setup and going more into micro. All right.
I'm
So
gonna hit save every now and then, but in case it
mhm,
kicks out. So
yeah,
go ahead.
I do the same thing. Okay. So your feed forward, we want a ton of feed forward. So I play around with a feed forward and you can too, but for now, set it to about 1.4 or 1.3. It's
In a
up to
slider or what?
on the slider. On the slider. Feed forward, the third slider down. Sorry. Third slider down, that one right there.
Oh, stick response.
Yes, I'll need you to move it up to 1.4 or 1.35. It doesn't matter. In between 1.3 and 1.4. Let's see, where is it going to go on you? So I use I use
1.35.
I usually play with about between 230 and 250 on feet forward. So if you can get it anywhere between that, that's about right. You may end up needing a little bit more, but it just depends. This will give you more of a throwing response. Like this may not be as great for racing, but we'll see. If it
Yeah.
ain't, you can just lower it a little bit.
Yeah. All right.
All right, next we're gonna go to your D, which is your next slider down. We're gonna move it up to 1.35, and that's gonna put the D max up to about 60. Okay. And we could go higher with that because these are smaller quads, but like I said, I'm still trying to work out some of the hard maneuvers. I will get a little bit of washout, and I'm trying to work that out, but it's not so much that I end up hitting the ground. So I'm at least staying in the air with all these settings.
Yep. All right.
So,
I'm with you.
all right. Then the next slider down is the I slider. For
Yeah, I
drift.
messed with this thing till I was blue in the face, and it didn't seem to make any difference with the
Okay.
filter settings I had.
Yes. So if it's anything above your P when it comes to micros, and even 5 inches, really, sometimes it's good to have a micro up at like 100, but it's better to usually have it a little bit lower than your P and it will track better. But that depends. Sometimes you have to have it exactly as your P, a little higher than your P, or right under it. So let's try the under first. And that'll be at 0.45. Lower the slider to 0.45, and that should make it right lower, like slightly lower than your P and D. It should make it like 55, whereas your P and D is in the 60s and 70s.
Okay. I never went that way.
Okay. Wow.
Moving it on.
All right. So the next two sliders you can leave alone. They're both set okay at 1. You can tweak them if you ever want to. There's some detail in that, but that's it for the sliders. Okay. So let's go back to the top, and we will do angle and horizon, and the angle and horizon strength and
Let me
setting.
ask a question real quick. I have a fan blowing on the tiny whoop.
Mm-hmm.
Is it causing audio noise? Are y'all hearing?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I can hear just the slightest sound,
Yeah,
but no,
kind
it
of
ain't
like
that.
yeah.
Yeah, but
If it's
not.
annoying, let me know in the chat because we hear something different in StreamYard than you guys do.
Yep. Yes.
What Gardo says it's a super interesting approach.
Mm-hmm. Isn't it? Thank you guys.
Yes, that's right. Keep that flight controller cool.
That's
yes,
right.
Sir.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you said that because I totally forgot to say that. Yeah, guys, if you ever are working on a quad on the bench, be sure and have a fan blowing on it because you will leave it up. You will leave it plugged up one day too long. It will happen, and you'll end up burning up your VTX or your camera or something.
Amazon.
Yep.
Back in the summer, $6.99, battery controlled.
That is awesome. I like it.
Clips on your table or on your arm or whatever.
See, guys, that's
of course, I'm not using that one tonight, but this is my biggest fan, though.
No, we're your biggest fans. Yeah, that is pretty neat.
Gotta get this thing turned off. All right, squirrel.
Squirrel. I'm still getting used to that.
Okay. All right, we're over here in. Are we going to go to the right? Oh, Make the screen visible. Let's catch up on the chat real quick.
Yep.
Super interesting approach. Gardo says, keep that flight controller cool. Sound is good. Thank you, Philippe. Marcel, it's so loud. I can't hear myself think. Wait, I can't hear myself think anyway. That's kind of like me. I think, therefore I am.
Yep.
I think.
Amen. I think.
Good to have you with us, Marcel.
Yeah. Hey, buddy.
At least you do not have the same 4-beat song loop playing for 4.
True.
Hey, I'll take anything on the bright side. All right, back over here to the Mac. Are we going to be up here in the PID control settings on the top right?
Yes, we are. Okay, so UAV Tech does a video. Well, several people do videos specifically on this, and if you're not running at least 2-point averaging, and that's if you're running crossfire or anything like that, you will notice a very big stick delay. It's bad. Refer to UAV Tech guys for more on that, but that's where I kind of learned. My stock settings for the Easy Pilot Pro was no averaging because it isn't a fast or slow control link. It's just whatever it is. So I couldn't set it at 250, 150, 500, nothing. So it just did best for me to change the jitter reduction, and then I left the rest of the settings alone. But I know, isn't that awesome, guys? Look at that shirt, and it brings back so many memories.
Infinity Loops. Go check him out. Teesprings.
I'm gonna have to go check that out.
Little Brent.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Squirrel. There I was again. Squirrel.
Okay, so on the PID controller settings, where we got feed forward, that's where we're going to be messing with.
All right.
So where you have the number 7, we're going to put a number. Well, for me, so this varies. It depends on how. For you like racing, so you might want to put it on 5. But if you'll go over and let your mouse hover over the question mark there, as you see it, we'll explain
Read
there,
because it's probably not clear to everybody.
This says jitter reduction reduces feed forward when the sticks move slowly, regardless of their position. So this allows smooth, jitter-free flight when making smooth, slow arcs, like doing a split S or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
But yet it provides full feed forward without any delay when the sticks are moved quickly. Transition is not required and should be set to 0 when jitter reduction is active also as well. So if you're using jitter reduction, don't worry about the numbers at the very bottom, which is transition, and that should also be set to 0 by default. The default number is 7 for jitter reduction, but higher values, 10 to 12, are good for cinematic or HD freestyle purposes, whereas 5 may be better for racing with faster RC links. So it depends on what you're doing. If you're wanting to do cinematic and freestyle,
what the purpose of this quad is I have a racer that is set up for racing, and I have one that's set up solely for freestyle. I want this one to be a mid-ground between the two of them. I think Gardo is saying that if you're running ELRS, and all of these are, that all of them have the ELRS 10 on the board.
That's right. He's completely correct. 1045, 2-point averaging. Yep. That is right, Gardo. And the 90 max. Yes, sir. And the 15 boost. Don't forget he put the 15 boost in there as well. Sorry about that.
I should go. Those are his. Are you saying let's try the 10.
Yes, he is right. That is how I have my settings. 10 for jitter reduction, 45 for smoothness, or actually it varies. 25 is the default. 45 is actually better for more smoothness. Averaging, especially for these higher links like TX16s and definitely want 2-point averaging on that.
All right.
He is correct on the 15 for boost, and he's also correct on the 90 for max rate limit, and then transition should be left at 0 as default.
All right, let's throw a save on it so we don't have to do this all again.
Yes, everybody remember to save, because the mouse clicking can be your enemy, or accidentally disconnecting from the USB port. Yeah.
Well, this one sometimes just goes into bootloader mode.
Yeah, like that. If you'll have an unfortunate event like his, and it just decides to say, "Hey, I'm not working."
Gardo, you've been a big help, bro. I appreciate this.
Yes.
Appreciate the interaction from everybody.
That is amazing, actually. Very much.
Marcel, can you still hear me?
Yeah, he got a little bit quiet after that. I think he blew his eardrums out.
He can't hear himself think anyway. Can you hear me think? Wait, Marcel, do you hear me think right now? Gosh, I hope not.
No.
Because I'm just.
The ringing nonstop. I feel you. He says.
That's right.
This is heavy duty.
This is heavy duty stuff.
He says, "I can hear you. Hello, hello."
Yeah. Remember to save, or it's just
Erased from existence.
That is great. Oh, that is too good.
Yeah,
this is good.
That's it.
Yeah.
Squirrel, 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 squirrel.
It's the stuff right here.
I sure hope y'all like little clips jumping in, because you're probably going to see a few tonight. All right. We're down into anti-gravity.
Yes.
No, I-term relax. Should that be on?
I-term relax needs to be set at roll and pitch like it is, RP, which is the default, and set point, which means you're going to have I-term relax following your set point, which is your sticks and not the gyro, which would be the quad. You want it to follow your sticks and not the quad.
Marcel,
now,
you
need to turn
on just a second. Do you start in like 8 minutes, Marcel?
Well,
or like in an hour? Because I'm trying to get to where I'm not stepping on Marcel's stream, because he's such a big help to me and just a great guy. So if I don't get done before Marcel's stream starts, guys, go.
1 hour.
He's been streaming longer than I have.
He says an hour and 8 minutes.
Okay, hour, 8 minutes. Okay.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. Marcel is a moderator. Post just a link to your stream if you would, Marcel, especially before you jump off. Yeah. Marcel's a great guy. Great guy.
Yes,
if I'm ever up in Canada, I'm gonna look him up.
Yeah, and soon enough, I hope not soon enough, but soon I'll have some stuff on my page too, guys. So come check.
Marcel builds sets for a living, and I've been wanting to ask him, and I'll ask him on his stream too. Wonder if he could build me a set of abs.
That is hilarious. And then you got to wear them. You got to wear them on Halloween.
All right. Somebody answer the phone. Okay. All right. We are.
That was me.
Sorry, I interrupted you again.
No, you're good. You're good. Hey, this is a great stream, and it's all about.
Right.
It's all about.
Right. So we were at I-term relax.
I-term relax. So your axis should be set to RP, which is roll and pitch only. Top set to set point, which is meaning it's following your set point, your sticks. I explained that a minute ago. Okay, so you need to turn your cutoff down to 10. It doesn't need to be on 15, not for macros. It needs to be on 10. And you can.
If this ends up flying better, we'll have him explain why.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
All right, so now we'll move on down to, and you can refer to UAV Tech's in-depth videos on all of this if you would like, but it will match up identically to what I'm saying. Okay, so anti-gravity, this is the fun part. Make sure it is permanently enabled. Okay, and it is. And then make sure the mode is set to smooth, because if you have it set to step, you just don't want it set to step, y'all. Just make sure it's set to smooth. And then you want the gain set to 10. And I see that you can vary that between 7 and 10, but usually 10 is the best place. If it starts to feel too floaty to you, or if it don't come down fast enough for you, or you can't do your dives like you like or whatever, move it down just a few notches. But usually 10 is perfect, and you are going to be so amazed at the difference anti-gravity makes. It is amazing. But 3.5 is only good for larger quads, spinning bigger engines that don't need to go so fast. So
I'm
we need
trying to
that.
remember to
We
keep
need
the work area above the chat. So
Yeah, yeah. See, so you've got to always make sure that you realize these engines are having to spin faster, so they have to have a cutoff at a quicker point.
all right.
Whereas, yeah. So, all right. So, if you have upgraded to the new Beta Flight 4.4, technically,
No,
um,
no.
okay. Well, if you have any of the viewers out there, if y'all have, there's a new option here in anti-gravity underneath gain called threshold, and it should be set to 250 what it is set to, because I have yet to play with that option and I do not know how to tell you how
Yeah.
to set it yet. I will get back with you on some information on that next week, but
All right.
until then leave it set at 250.
Right. Let's move
All right,
along.
let's get on down here. Let's go down and we're going to skip I-term rotation, leave I-term rotation turned off. What that's mainly for is line of sight pilots that do spinny tricks. I-term rotation was something to stop the I-term wind up that would happen whenever you spun and did fast yaws and continuous yaws. And so that was mainly for line of sight pilots, not for FPV pilots. So you don't need it on. All right. So dynamic damping. Okay. I usually set the gain. It's at 37 by default. I go ahead and move it up to 40. An even number. It's easy to remember. And it even says in the instructions there that 40 is the actual suggested spot. 20 for the advance. The advance should be set to 20 on dynamic damping. All right, and now we're going to move on down to throttle and motor settings. Do you have any questions at all?
Me?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, but
Yes.
nothing right
And
now. Go ahead.
and and
I
out
just want to see
there,
how it flies. If it flies
okay,
better,
yeah,
I'll have a lot of questions.
me too. I can't wait. And out there, guys, if y'all have any questions, feel free to post it in the chat. I see Felipe never upgraded his beta flight. Oops. Okay, all right. And now let's move on down to throttle and motor settings. Okay, so I'm playing around with throttle boost, and you can too. Its default is on 5, I believe. I moved mine up to 6, and it seems to kind of give me more throttle response a little bit. So, and that's with my specific quad. So it may just be okay for you, whereas I needed a little bit more oomph because these are only 15,000 kV.
Did you say 6?
I set mine to 6. Yes. If it ends up kind of being unstable when you hit the throttle, or if it sounds like it's too much for it, then throw it back down to 5, but it should be okay. Okay. And oh, and another thing, guys, what anti-gravity, going back up to anti-gravity, what it mainly does is boosts the P and the I whenever you move the throttle quickly. So it makes it more stable, and it makes it track better in high throttle and low throttle moments. So, okay, now on throttle and motor, back down to throttle and motor settings. After I had you put in the 6 there, the motor output limit should be set to 100 unless any of y'all are trying to dial down your KV. What is it?
Okay, I was having glitching audio. The last thing I heard from you was throttle boost to 6, and I moved it there.
Uh-oh. Okay. Can you hear me now? Nope. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you fine. Good. Yes.
Okay. All right. There we go.
Everything's good.
All righty. So
motor output limit 100.
Now it should be set to 100 unless you are trying to dial down your KV. So unless somebody's got that specifically set because they don't want to smoke their engines that they've got, or they're trying to dial down their KV, it should be set to 100. Yes. And if not, then it won't let you get the full output of your engine. All right.
Thanks,
Dynamic.
bro.
Yeah.
Thanks, 8-bit.
You see that?
We see your face. That's better.
There we go. Thank you.
Yeah, I got it. We're
I
good.
wasn't realizing it neither. Okay, so all right.
Dynamic idle, leave it at 0.
No, dynamic idle. This is the funnest part right here. I can't believe that's at 0. No wonder you're having issues. All right. Dynamic idle needs to be set. I have mine at 55, but most of the time, sometimes people say that feels too floaty. So you can set it at 50, 40, 45, 50, but 50. Start out at 50 or 55. If you want to start out at 55, that's fine. But if you got a higher KV than me, then maybe start out at 50 because I've only got 15,000 kV, whereas you might have 25,000, and you would have better. Because all right, so if you have it set at 55, when you go to drop your throttle in midair, the anti-gravity boost helps, yes, but this will keep your idle limit at a specific setting, so
Yeah,
it does not drop below that specific.
It's 25,000 kV motors on it.
Yep, that's what I figured. So probably 5 or
No.
50.
It has the 19,000 kV motors on it.
Well, then try
So
55.
it's stock. It's the stock, except for the props.
Okay.
50.
Well, start out at 50. Well, start out at 55.
55.
And if it's too floaty,
Get in the
then
engine. Motor. It's a motor.
oh,
55.
calling it an engine. It's a motor. I know. I'm sorry. Okay, so
Yeah, it's a motor, not an engine.
an engine.
Go ahead.
Hey, potato, tomato. Okay, so dynamic idle value. What it's going to do is if you drop your throttle completely down and you're in air, if it starts feeling like you're floating and you're not getting the drop like you like to get, then lower it down a little bit. But it's going to keep your idle level from dropping below a specific percent when you go to 0 throttle. So say all your engines drop to 20,000 RPM. Your quad would just fall out of the sky, right? So this keeps it from doing so. It keeps it from doing so at 0 throttle. It will stay at whatever you set it to. So the 5 or 50 or 55, it'll stay at one of those two, keeping you from dropping out of the sky whenever you lower your throttle. You're going to love this setting. Can you hear me? We can't hear you anymore. I hope everyone out there can still hear me. Mob6, sorry if it's yes, you can use these on your Mob6 if you can still hear me out there.
Yeah, I just took myself out for a minute to see if I was causing the voice lag.
Oh, okay. We can hear. I can hear you now. So, Felipe D, you asked, can I use these beta flight settings on my Mob6? And no, it's not a dumb question at all, brother. Yes, I would suggest that you do use these on your Mob6. And as a matter of fact, they may even work better for your Mob6 than they're working for mine. So, some of these settings are also from C-Audi as well. So they're very tested as well. Oh, there it is. Got it. Okay. So if your quad starts to feel too floaty after putting the dynamic idle up to 55, lower it down a little bit until it's comfortable. But you're gonna love that setting. It's great. It adds so much stability. You're just gonna have to play around with it yourself and see what I'm talking about. It's awesome. Okay, VBAT SAG compensation. VBAT SAG compensation keeps it kind of like lowers your throttle throughout the whole flight so that you get an even flight. So if you have it turned off, yes, you'll get more power in the beginning, of your flight, and you'll get more oomph in the beginning of your flight. But towards the end of your battery, it'll start lagging and not flying as good. So with VBAC sag compensation turned on and up to 100%, it keeps you from ever having any sag pretty much. When your voltage sags, it keeps you from noticing it. So it keeps your power pretty much the same from beginning
I
to
want the
end.
sag to let me know the battery's going down.
No, not on screen. Not on screen. I'm talking about, so like,
Yeah.
when you first start out, like I have VBAC sag compensation turned
Yep.
on, and it's on 100%. And what that does is ensures that you have a nice and steady flight throughout your whole entire battery, instead of just giving you powerful in the beginning and then really
Hang on a second, Casey.
Here, Marty, he was just in the past fixing the timeline.
Can you guys hear me at all?
Yes. You're asking me.
Can you guys hear me fine? Casey's breaking up on my end. But
Am I now?
But it may be that with the bandwidth is just like screwy tonight.
Yeah, something's been up with it all night.
Yeah, comment if you're having trouble hearing me. That's why I jumped out for a minute, because I thought it might be my. Both are good. Both are good. Okay. All good. All right.
Good.
So VBAC sag, I like the sag because I want to know when the battery's getting low. I do have my warning set up, but
no.
Okay. I want to feel that. I want to feel that sag. So what about thrust linearization?
I explained VBAC sag compensation wrong. Do you know what VBAC sag compensation does? Have you tested it?
It says here, especially useful for whoops with 48K ESC settings.
Yes, it is. That's why I'm saying you need to turn it on, as I've got it turned on. What it does is
I'm not hearing you at all, bro.
No? What about now? What about now? Are you hearing me? Hello? What about now?
Yeah, I'm not hearing you.
Can
just every other word.
Really?
Yeah.
What about now?
Yep.
You can hear me?
Yep, I'm hearing you.
You can hear me
Nothing.
now?
Nothing now.
No?
Yep. Yeah, I hear you, but it's just bandwidth. It's breaking up like a bad cell phone signal.
Yeah. That's what yours was doing.
Let's just get through it. Yes.
How about now?
Marcel says he can hear him and you're clear. So good.
Yeah.
Well, it may be that I've got so much going on the Wi-Fi right now. So sooner I can get this out of beta flight, the quicker the bandwidth will come back.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
I hear you both. Casey and Marty are fine.
All right, y'all, they can hear me, but can you hear me?
Not much. Type in the chat.
Okay.
I can hear you a little bit.
All right. Hold on a minute. Of course it would do this to us.
This thrust, I can hear you a little bit. Just talk slower and maybe don't go into too as much of an explanation of why. Just tell me what to set.
Okay. So
thrust linearization, does it need to be set to
I don't normally
20% or what?
No, I don't normally turn that on.
Maybe my headphones aren't creeping in. Hang on.
I don't normally. Can you hear me?
Hello? Hello? Anybody home? Hey, think with fly, think.
I think it's on my end. I think it's actually StreamYard.
Hey, can y'all hear us now? Now I can't hear you at all. Oh.
Hello? Hello? Anybody home? Hey, think with fly, think.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's StreamYard lagging. I could hear that, but it was lagging too.
Really?
You can hear me now?
Yes. Yes. Can you hear me?
Yep.
You can?
Yep. I can.
Awesome.
I translate Casey to Portuguese. Philippe's got the answer. Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Can you hear me now, Marty? No?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Portuguese. That's it.
You can only hear Portuguese.
Okay. Thrust linearization. 10 or 20.
No. I don't usually turn that on.
Somewhat. Let's push forward. Somewhat.
I don't turn thrust linearization on.
Casey, can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Can you hear me, Casey?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Can y'all not hear me? What's going on? Hold on. Let's see here. Everything's fine on my end. Can you hear me? Hello? Marty. All right, y'all can hear me, but Marty can't. I keep talking to him, but he can't hear me.
Yep.
You can hear me
I
now?
can hear you.
So you can hear me now?
I can hear you.
Awesome. Okay, so on thrust linearization, I don't usually turn that on unless you're flying a Cinewhoop or something. VBAT sag compensation, I turn it on to 100, and it allows you to have a clean, stable flight throughout the whole battery.
Well, look,
so turn it on because it ensures that you have equal power throughout your whole flight versus having more power at the beginning of your pack and having less at the end. It's way better, especially for whoops. Thrust linearization is good for Cinewhoops mainly, and it's good for stuff that is carrying a load little. Sometimes it's good for regular whoops, but I don't necessarily see any benefit using it on my end. So, but other than that, we can move on to angle and horizon strength and angle limit and transition if you're ready. Marty, can you hear me?
all right.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Here, I got an idea.
Yeah, I got you, man.
Here, hold on.
Yes.
Call my cell phone.
Yes, I hear you.
You can hear me? Okay. So we're going to turn VBAT sag compensation on. Here, hold on. I'm going to call you and we can talk through the phone. Can we not? Let's do it like that. Call. Answer the phone and we can talk through the phone. Oh man, this is a mess, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm actually using my phone. Hang on. I'm using my phone for the camera for the thing. So yeah, we'll probably need to be wrapping this up because it's storming here, and
Is that what's going on with it?
yeah, I think so. It's telling me my internet connection's low. So
Dang, and that figures.
is this feeding back on you guys? Because I got my iPad with the sound. All right, so thrust linearization at 20% or no?
No.
What?
I usually use VBAT sag compensation.
Yeah, I don't want sag compensation.
Well, listen, what that is it ensures that you have a stable flight throughout your whole pack. So you get the same power through your whole flight, and then when it gets towards your end of your battery, it does like normal. I mean, you'll notice that it's getting dead.
I'll try.
And it doesn't. Yeah, it's really good for loops.
All right.
And I actually enabled it.
What do I set it at?
100.
All right. Thrust linearization?
Yeah, thrust linearization is really good for center loops, mainly. You can try it, and you can play around with it.
Oh, is it just center loops? I thought it said...
It's 48K and mainly micros, like you said.
So do you...
I don't have it on personally, but I have played around with it. And it seems to be for more if you have weight. So
all right, well, I'll turn it off. All right. Anything else?
All right. Angle, horizon, strength, and angle limit.
Are y'all getting audio feedback? If you're getting audio feedback in the stream, let us know.
I can hear you.
But I'm wondering, because I've got you on speakerphone, and wondering if they're hearing you double.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's get through this, and I'll unhook this other one, and the bandwidth will get better. So.
Okay. So angle, strength. You don't fly an angle or.
No.
Well, then those really don't matter.
That don't matter.
But for people out there that do.
All right. Is this it?
So for the people out there that do, I can give you some settings.
Well, hang on. Let's just do this right now on this one and get this going, and we'll answer questions that people might have about that in a little bit.
Well, you might want to set your angle to 80, horizon to 55, angle limit to 65, and you can play with that number. And transition to 75, I mean. Okay, and all that is it makes it slap back into center stick quicker. It makes the rubber band stronger or weaker.
Yeah, I don't fly much angle, but all right. Is that everything?
That's for that. All right, now let's go save.
All right.
And then go to filter settings.
Filter settings. Gotcha.
First, we need to. Okay, is your bidirectional enabled?
I believe it is. What's
Okay.
that? What's that under?
Configuration, I believe.
Configuration.
Or no motors. See, there's your pidlock frequency. See, mine's set to 8K, 4K. That's a big difference. Let's see what this.
Bi-directional D-shot is on.
Okay. And your motor pose or your magnet pose are set to 12. Okay. That is correct. So let's hope these things work as you as they do. It's not that big of a difference. These are 15,000 feet. I think so.
All right. So we're at filter settings. All right.
All right. So your filter settings go up. All right. So set your gyro filter. Mine's set all the way hard right, and that is because I'm using RPM filtering. That's why.
What number?
So gyro filter multiplier up top. I want it hard right.
How far?
All the way over.
All the way over.
On number 2. And then leave your D term as it is for now. We can
All right.
tune that later.
I got a caution on it, but okay.
Yeah, you do get a caution.
All right.
If you go
Okay.
past 1.5, you'll get a warning.
All right.
Your gyro low pass, I have it all set to the default, but your gyro low pass should be enabled. Okay, then not set to dynamic. And then the rest of that is correct. Okay, now underneath, that's right. Disable your gyro notch filter 1 and 2. Okay. Now, gyro RPM filter is set to 3 and 100. Correct?
Yep.
Okay. Now, underneath that, set your dynamic notch filter. And you can increase these, but when you're using gyro RPM filter, the notch is usually only 1. So 1 notch at the very bottom there. 1, a Q factor of 500, and you can play around with that number too. Don't worry too much. 100 for the minimum frequency. Okay. And then 1,000, or you could even, I set mine to 1,000, and that's where UAV Tech
Okay.
led me to. Okay. All right. So on the right is profile dependent filter settings, and what that means is these settings can change according to what profile you have it set to, 1, 2, or 3. So be careful about that. If y'all ever copy a profile over, always make sure it did the filters as well. Because
Did you see what it did when I saved? It turned dynamic notch back off.
On the bottom?
It did. It turned it off. Save. Yep. Whenever I save, it turns it off.
It's because that your PID loop frequency and stuff is different. I believe that's why it's doing that. Okay, so on the right, see the dynamic notch is only used once when the gyro RPM filter is being used, and it's set really wide. I shall say narrow. I mean narrow. Well, let's keep going.
Yeah, let's just get it finished. I think
Yeah.
the choppiness of the stream is causing us to lose people.
Yeah. Okay. The right. Everything is correct.
Okay. So save it.
Yes. But the fact that your dynamic notch filter isn't enabling, I'm going to have to look up on timeline. But you might want to lower your gyro multiplier down to 1.5 and try it that way. If you don't have hot motors or any oscillations or anything, and you need a little bit better prop wash handling and stuff, you can increase that to 2.
Okay. It still turned
So
the
that's
dynamic
what-
notch. It still turned dynamic notch filters off.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Let me do a dump, save this, and I'll try to fly it. All right. Hang on.
Sorry about this trouble.
Oh, that's just a stream, man. It happens sometimes. The bandwidth is bad. Nothing I can do about that. I have fiber optics, and I don't know. It's just, we'll see how it ends up. All right. Call this.
I love since they made it to where you can save the file.
Okay. All right, saved. Let me. I'm gonna hang up on you right now. I'm gonna pull my phone off of it and see what happens if I jump back out of the stream. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
I hear you on my phone. Can't hear you on the live stream.
What about now?
On the stream deck.
What about now? Nothing? Well, I'm sorry, everybody, for the problems.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
And yes, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
No.
Can't see you. There we are.
Okay.
It's lagging on you bad, ain't it? Yes, it is. Thank you guys for sticking with us through this. We really appreciate it. Something good trying to happen and something negative trying to stop it.
Are you? Can you hear me now?
Yes. Yes.
Casey?
Yes. Can you hear me?
You can't hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. I backed out and I'm back in with only the two cameras running now.
Okay. So, can you hear me now?
I can hear you. I just don't see any movement in your monitor picture. Let me disconnect.
Let me try.
I can hear you. Yep.
Okay. Let me try that. Let me set some settings up here.
And I'm seeing online they're at least seeing me move.
Yeah, I can see you. Am I? And I'm also researching.
All right. What I'm gonna try to fly it.
Yeah, I'm researching why that dynamic notch filter didn't. All right, good. I'm researching why that dynamic notch filter isn't working, but in your let's see here. Where was it? Yeah, in your configuration, you can't change your PID loop frequency to 4, can you? Because if you could change your PID loop, probably not, because it's running at 3.2 instead of 4.
I probably could, but I've got that shut down right now.
Yeah. If you could increase that to 4 kilohertz, it would. I got it shut down right now. Okay. Well, it would be possible that may be why the dynamic notch isn't enabling.
This does.
Yeah.
I see you.
About 15 to 30 seconds of flight. Check the motors for being.
I've got it shut down right now, so I'm gonna try to test flight.
After about 15 seconds or so, check the motors and make sure they're not hot.
All right. I don't know who can hear what.
We can hear
all
you.
Good. Pastor a bit 8-bit. Casey, you're HD.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. I'm a bit 8-bit, so yeah, I think it's on my end.
Yeah, you're pixelated.
Oh, something I hate about these tattoo batteries.
What?
That sticker.
Oh.
Pull that sticker off.
Notch.
All right.
Be sure and check it after about 15 to 30 seconds.
See what happens.
I hope he hears me, y'all.
Just line of sight.
Let's see. Oh,
No flyaway.
oh, oh! It looks like it's doing pretty good. Tech for hot motors.
No
Yes,
flyaway.
yes, awesome. Yes, awesome.
Well, it's
That is great. It sounds pretty good too. There we go.
all right.
Yeah. Hey,
That,
how about that?
I don't know if you can see me on my 8-bit or what,
Yeah.
but obviously the
Yeah.
other phone was not a problem.
We can hear you. Can you hear me? La 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 la. No. Can't hear me. Can you now? Nothing. Let's see if can you hear me?
I can hear you. I
There
can
we
hear you,
go.
man.
Wow, that's working. I just changed my camera, so
Yes, I can hear you.
there we go.
Been hearing you for a while.
Whoa. Sounds like Darth Vader.
It's muted.
It's
Yeah, it's
bouncing.
all kind of jankoposmus tonight.
It just does not like us tonight.
I don't know if that's
I got your link, Marcel.
Isabel or not. Gone. Little feedback loop.
He said it's gone. Can you hear me?
It's good. Good there at 8-bit.
Yeah.
Wait, saved. We'll see if
There's a little bit of a feedback loop. Oh, buddy. That looks pretty good.
yeah, I think it's from my phone. All right.
That was pretty cool.
Okay.
It flies.
Telemetry lost.
See what the problem is. Okay. Stop the phone. Stop the phone. Leave chat.
Hey, we got some.
There we go.
You got me now?
Okay. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it's hating us tonight. How about now? Now? Can you hear me?
Yeah, see, I don't know what. I wished I could see the strength.
And how many lost packets? Y'all, I don't know what's going on. This thing just hates us. It looks like his quad. I hope it did something for him. I really do. Like, it'll make me so excited that if it actually helps. And if it helps any of you guys out there, please feel free to let me know. That would actually be great. Because all this knowledge up here It's just buried, and I'm not like able to share it with anyone until now, finally. So feels good. Cause whew, yeah. Mm. We can't hear
It's
you
just
or see
showing
you.
that my
There you are. We can hear you.
internet connection is bad.
We can hear you.
If you guys can see me,
I can hear you. I can hear you.
it's
There.
clearly
Now I
having
can
some
see you.
issues.
Now we can see you.
So
You hear
what
me?
we will
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah.
We're done for, ain't we?
All right.
Well, they can hear
Storm
you.
moving through might be
We
messing
can hear
up the
you.
stream. I can hear you, but the bandwidth is bad.
Oh,
The bandwidth
okay.
is bad.
Yeah,
What we'll do is
it's the storm. Y'all, it just figures the night that we decided to go in depth and do a full blown comparison here, almost a side by side. And of course, the stream screws up on us. But then the other night, we run 4 hours straight, and it just worked perfect the whole time. So go figure the night that we actually need it to work great, it doesn't work great. So
thank you for subscribing.
yes,
And I'm going to end the stream here.
love you
my
all.
bandwidth is hey, bandwidth just shot back up.
Can you hear me
Do you
now?
hear me fine now, Casey?
Yes,
I
and
hear
I
you
can see you.
fine now. It's saying bandwidth is fine now.
Awesome.
I don't know what happened.
I don't
I don't
neither.
know what happened. I don't
The
know.
night the night that we need it to work, it doesn't, and then the other night it worked 4 hours straight.
We've got fiber optics here, so I mean,
I got Comcast.
I've got 100 megabits per second fiber optic, so it's not on my end. But Tennessee, ever since that bombing last Christmas or whenever that was, it's really messed with the internet around here. But
yeah,
it seems to be stable now. Did it get any of the video of me flying?
Yes, all of it. All of it. All of it. Oh,
you locked
bless
up
his
again?
heart. You are. You are.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got to see your
Yeah.
video of you flying.
Yeah, it's going in and out.
We got to see the video of you flying.
I heard you. We'll look at this. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for being patient with, and
yes, thank y'all.
And we will investigate. We will investigate a little bit more what's going on. Thank you, Casey from Casey Quadtronics, for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
I'll try to make a little video here in the next week or so comparing old footage with the old dump and flying it back and forth and see how that goes.
And I'll figure out about your dynamic notch too.
Yeah, I mean, it's like every time we try to do something, it was like so yeah. I've got a few of these that I just I just love them. So
they're amazing. I absolutely love them too. They are awesome. It goes perfect with everything.
Yeah, this one.
It's like I picked the wrong week to quit smoking. It's like I picked the wrong week to quit drinking. It's like I picked the wrong week to quit amphetamines. It's like I picked the wrong week to quit sniffing glue.
Looks like we picked the wrong week to quit sniffing glue, man.
Yeah, it sounds like it, and it looks like it.
We will explore more into it. I'm going to try to get, if I had Betaflight installed on my Windows computer, it might not have done all of this, but
yeah.
I don't want to keep beating a dead horse here. So
I know it sucks for that keep messing up on us.
Yeah, hopefully the stream didn't get
erased from existence.
I hope not.
Yeah, so the timing's right on that.
Yes, that's perfect.
Yeah, if my buddy Kenny happens to watch this at all, this is for you, Kenny.
No!
Man, if that don't make you laugh, grits ain't groceries.
That is great.
Mona Lisa's a man. If that don't make you laugh, right there. All right, let's see. Thanks,
I love it.
guys.
You definitely made me feel a lot better. You know of all the bad news been floating around here lately, so you've definitely have put a smile on my face and warmth to my heart because it's been scary around here. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm sure, buddy.
Yeah.
Sniffing. Looks like we picked a bad week to quit sniffing solder, also.
Y'all, you more than said it, actually. And that stuff was so on point. It was amazing. I believe our viewers are really going to like that.
Yeah.
I hope so, anyways.
Yeah.
And
I was trying to get your attention a few times, like. It's just good. I don't care who you are.
No, it's hilarious. Oh gosh. Have you ever seen the fainting goats? You know.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They're like,
when it flew, I was like,
it worked. Yes, and that's what I was thinking too. I was like, thank God. Because it's my settings you're doing live, and I'm like, oh, please work, don't just.
Yeah.
So that was a shock, and how did you think? Was it pretty stable? Was it pretty? Did it seem different, more touchy?
Well, I mean,
I don't know that one.
Oh,
Alexa, Siri, hush. It's like,
he said, I don't know that one.
Well, it hovered. I mean, it wasn't in the goggles putting any juice into it or anything. It's hard to tell.
There's a lot of really sensitive settings that I had you touch, and that you'll have to adjust specifically for that car.
Yeah. We'll talk more
I'll help you fine tune it. Definitely, I'll help you change every number. I'm sorry, I got a little mixed up with my words. Sometimes I get a little brain fog.
Hey, I know what you mean, man. I'm
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
It's like we picked a bad week to quit sniffing glue.
That's exactly
so I'm
right.
going to wrap this thing up. We're an hour and 40 minutes into it, hour and 45 minutes into it.
Yeah.
So thanks a lot, Casey, for coming out and joining us. And
thank y'all for having me. It's been great.
All right. And thank you guys for watching. I just realized I didn't even turn my face light on tonight. So it's just been one of those nights. Thank you for watching.
I knew something was missing.
Yeah. Thank you guys for subscribing. If you liked this content, give us a thumbs up.
Yes,
ask questions in the chat, and we'll try to go back or in the comments. We'll go back and read it, so we'll know things to look at for next time. And keep flying, rise up, and meet me in the air.